Hello everyone, this is Isidore bringing you part 2 of my Vermintide Beginner's Guide. The main antagonists of the game, as I'm sure you already figured out, are the Skaven, vicious ratmen that will attempt to swarm over your team. The vast majority of these will be either Skaven slaves or clan rats. Skaven slaves are half naked and only equipped with small crappy weapons. They don't deal a lot of damage and die easily, so their only threat is their sheer numbers. These will usually form the bulk of the opposition. Clan rats are slightly stronger, hitting harder and being more durable, but still mainly rely on numbers to overwhelm our brave heroes. Clan rats can be identified by their ragged uniforms and more threatening weapons, and become more common on higher difficulties. Be careful whenever you hear a horn bellowing. This means that a horde of slave and clan rats is underway. Next to these two types of Skaven, there's also special Skaven. These are exceptionally dangerous and can easily kill party members on their own, unless they're stopped in time. They come in a few different variants: Storm Vermin, Gutter Runners, Pack Masters, Globadiers, Rattling Gunners, and the terrifying Rat Ogre. Storm Vermin, also known as Black Furs, are larger, meaner Skaven that will sometimes spawn on the map among other Skaven, or spawn in Skaven hordes. They can be identified by their red uniforms and steel armor plating, as well as their large halberds. Storm Vermin hit a lot harder than regular Skaven, but their main danger is that their armor plating will deflect any weapon that is not armor piercing. There's two ways around this. Use charged attacks or hit the Storm Vermin in the head. Storm Vermin also come in patrols. These are large groups of Storm Vermin that wander the map looking for the players. They can usually be heard from far away by their marching tune. Patrols are extremely dangerous due to the sheer number of Storm Vermin in them, and especially at higher difficulties they can easily mean the death of the whole party. Thankfully, they make so much noise that they're easy to sneak around. Don't attack them, don't fire guns, and allow them to pass, then quickly continue on your way. Note that they'll sometimes turn around and patrol a given area, so try not to linger. If you do draw the attention of the Storm Vermin patrol, use bombs. It'll be a tremendous investment of resources to kill the Storm Vermin, but it'll be a lot less painful than having to fight them all as a group. Gutter Runners, also known as Assassin Rats, are extremely fast Skaven identifiable by both their green glowing swords, their black cloaks, and their sheer speed. Gutter Runners will jump at heroes and pin them to the ground, where they will then repeatedly stab the now helpless hero, causing damage very rapidly. If Gutter Runners get attacked, they flinch easily, but instead of falling on the ground, they will roll backwards, often out of reach, and if allowed to recover might drop a smoke bomb, causing the Gutter Runner to teleport to safety and then attack again later. If a Gutter Runner is spotted, try to kill it before it can get close. If that's not possible, just attack it as quickly as possible when it hits one of your group, and then make sure you finish it off before it can get away. Pack Masters, aka Slavers, are nasty Skaven that run around with metal thing catchers, which snap around the victim's neck. Packmasters who get in range will use this weapon to grab members of your group, rendering them helpless and dying, and drag them away and out of sight. If the Packmaster succeeds in this, the Packmaster will lift up the hero and stab the thing catcher in the ground, leaving the hero to suffocate. The Packmaster then pulls out another thing catcher and runs off to catch another hero. Due to the Packmaster's ability to isolate heroes from the group, it's important to kill them before they can grab anyone. If they can drag a hero out of sight of the group, especially during a Skaven horde attack, it may be impossible to save that hero in time. And worse, the Packmaster will come back and try to grab another hero. The Poison Wind Globadier is a special Skaven that throws grenades filled with toxic gas from afar. This can otherwise turn a great defensive location into a death trap, as the toxic gas, identifiable by its green color, will rapidly kill any hero caught in the cloud. The gas also blinds heroes affected by it, making it even harder to fight back. Globadiers are fairly vulnerable up close, and easy to cut down or shoot, provided that you can find them. as they rarely seek a direct confrontation with the group, instead preferring to harass the heroes from afar. Globadiers can be identified by the green gas they trail behind them, their large backpacks, and their distinctive gas masks. A smart hero can also make use of the Globadier to kill other Skaven, as the gas is just as toxic to other Skaven as it is to the heroes. One important thing to mention with Globadiers is that if a Globadier gets severely wounded but not killed, Globadiers have a tendency of running at the group and trying to launch a kamikaze attack, which spreads a large gas cloud around their location of death. It's important to kill the Globadier before he can successfully reach the group, provided you want to avoid all the extra damage from getting caught in another gas cloud. Rattling Gunners are especially dangerous Skaven that run around with the equivalent of a primitive minigun. Rattling Gunners will try to find a clear field of fire on one or more heroes, spin up their weapon, and then unleash a hail of bullets. These bullets can cause dramatic amounts of damage very rapidly and will push back any hero foolish enough to get too close. Gunners are also heavily armored, meaning they're just as hard to take down as storm vermin. The best way to kill Gunners is by headshotting them before they can spin up, or while they're reloading their gun. It's possible to kill them in melee, but please be aware that if you can't kill it before it starts firing, you'll probably die. The Rattling Gunner does have a few weaknesses. Due to its heavy armor, it's not very fast and will usually move around the map a lot slower than other Skaven types. The Rattling Gunner will also only target one player at a time and ignore everyone else. So if you're the person that got targeted, hide in cover and wait until the gunner has to reload or suffers a weapon jam. Be aware that while it may only target one of your group at a time, its attacks cover quite a wide area. Try not to get caught in the hailstorm of shells. Just like with the Globadier, the Rattling Gunner can also kill other Skaven with its gun. So, if you're smart and your positioning is really good, you can actually make the Rattling Gunner take down hordes of Skaven without you having to do anything but sit in cover and wait for him to reload. Rat Ogres are huge mutant abominations, far larger than normal Skaven and bulging with muscle. Rat Ogres can be identified by the loud roar announcing their presence and the thunderous footsteps that make your screen shake slightly as they approach. Rat Ogres have a ton of health, hit extremely hard in close range, usually knocking heroes back quite far if they do get hit, and can outrun any hero foolish enough to turn their back. Your group has to work together to kill the Rat Ogre, or it can and will kill everyone. The best way to deal with the Rat Ogre is from afar, though kiting it around can be quite hard due to its sheer speed. It's important to mention that the Rat Ogre will only focus on one player at a time, so if you want to stab it, do so when it's focused on someone else. Its attacks can be blocked, but doing so requires all of your stamina, meaning you cannot block it twice in a row. The best strategy is to dodge out of the way if it's targeting you, though this does require good timing. If you're trying to take down the Rat Ogre faster, potions can make a huge difference. Bombs can also drastically shorten the time the fight with the Rat Ogre takes. Sack Rats are a unique type of Skaven that doesn't fight back, and is easily identifiable by the large sack they carry around. If you manage to shoot down the Sack Rat, it will drop a bunch of random loot where it was killed, possibly even loot dices if you haven't already found to that map. However, it will try to flee as soon as they spot the parties, so it's important that if you know there's a Sack Rat nearby, that you kill it as quickly as possible, otherwise it'll get away. Due to the way a lot of special Skaven work, teamwork is essential to get through the map. Isolation is very much death. It's also important to note that the heroes themselves will often vocalize warnings or tips. If a hero spots a Rattling Gunner or a Gutter Runner, they'll verbally announce it. So pay close attention to what your hero and your teammates are saying. It could save your life. You can also manually mark special Skaven, as well as items, by hovering over them with your crosshairs and then pressing T. This makes special Skaven and items light up and even make them visible through objects and walls. This is an important method which you can use to warn your team about the presence of hidden treasure or special Skaven without having to resort to typing or the voice chat. That's it for part 2. Part 3 will cover the combat mechanics and the loot system.